What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome to the Warframe video. So, continuing our trend of Helmimth enhanced Warframes, we're going to be going over another one today. And if you saw the video, thumbnail, and all that stuff, this actually gives Helmimth Ash a run for his money with the Mark for Death ability. And that's me going over Equinox. So before we get into it, check out the Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Gaz_TTV, and make sure you sub to this YouTube channel and hit that bell notification because we do daily video uploads. We're doing a bunch more Helmimth stuff. I basically have like 4 or 5 Helmimth videos ready to go, but this is the first one that I'm going to upload first because this is the craziest one. Or actually, it's one of the craziest ones. They're all pretty good, but this one's really crazy. So yeah, let's get into it. So we're doing Mark for Death on Equinox, just like the Revenant and Ash video the other day. But there's a difference here. I found some things that might honestly be a bug, but I'm going to show it anyway because it's really crazy. So, just like the previous video, Mark for Death, this comes from level 6, I believe, on the Helmimth. It's an ability that's built into the Helmimth. You don't actually transfer this from a frame to the other frame. It's built into it. And you can put this on any frame. And the thing we're showing today, you can do it on any frame in the game, guys. Not just on Ash. So, the thing on Equinox is really fun, though. It's really good for Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. Sanctuary Onslaught as well. And like basically the survivals and stuff, like things where you need to kill a lot of enemies. Like this will be great for like a defense speedrunning build, I bet. So yeah, let's give it a shot here. So Mark for Death, and then we're running the Day form, which is the one that has like the maim ability. It's gonna basically make a slash aura around you. When you kill an enemy in the slash aura, they store up damage into your frame, and you release all the damage that you stored up when you press the button again. That's all we really care about right now. Here's the build. Now we're going max range because you want the Mark for Death radius does scale with range, and the damage percentage also does scale with range, but with finishers you one-shot everything, so we don't really care. We're going to be using Arcane Trickery, so whenever we do a finisher, we will become invisible. Or rather, we have a 15% chance to become invisible for 30 seconds, and that 30 seconds that we're invisible, we can attack and do all that kind of stuff while we're invisible. So 50% chance to be invisible for 30 seconds, really good stuff there. Max range, rolling guard, prime flow. This is just to make sure we can always cast our abilities. Corrosive projection, because the armor or the damage from the release of the 4 actually is affected by armor pretty heavily, so reducing the enemy armor is important. You could run enemy radar there, but I'm gonna go with corrosive projection for now. And then here, so that's the frame. Arcane Trickery is important for doing this, but these 2 weapons right here, you can use these in any frame with Mark with Death, and you'll become a DPS pretty much. So we're going with the Bronco Prime, and the reason for that is because of this mod right here, the augment mod called Dizzying Rounds, that comes from this season of Nightwave. Shots from less than 8 meters away stun the enemy and open them up for finishers. Also increases the status chance. So that lets us do finishers on any frame really easily, without having to use like operator shenanigans or anything like that. You just use the Bronco or the Bronco Prime, hit an enemy within 8 meters with this mod, and they are open for finishers. We actually took the damage mods and the multi-shot mods off of here because we don't want... If an enemy dies while we're shooting them with the Bronco, that's really bad. We actually want them to survive the Bronco shot so we can do a finisher on them afterwards. So everything else is just... we got a silencer on here, we got suppress, so while we're invisible, we can shoot the Bronco and they won't even know where we are. We've got reload speed just in case we have to reload the Bronco. Eject magazine as well is also going to auto-reload the Bronco. And then we've got viral, just because. So yeah, if the enemy dies the Bronco, they're either super like low health, or something went very wrong. They're very low levels. So that's that. You can use it on any frame, and that augment mod comes from Nightwave. And we're using the SKIAJATI. Now my ribbon doesn't really matter here at all. You could just put like another damage mod here or something like that. But it's basically a finisher build. I spelled finisher wrong. So what the SKIAJATI does is when you get a finisher with the SKIAJATI, it's going to make it where you go invisible for like 5 to 6 seconds. The invisibility is not that great. So, for example, like I think it like you drop it right when you attack or anything like that. So this is like just like a little bit of breathing room whenever you do a finisher because all the enemies around you will all die and then you go invisible. So if you have Arcane Trickery procced, you'll be invisible for 30 seconds. But if you don't have that procced, you'll just have this for 5 seconds and it will drop when you attack or do anything like that. So you could do a hammer if you wanted to. Hammers have more finisher damage, but this has been fine. I've been basically perma-invis with this setup, so that's the 2 things you can do in any frame. So just do Bronco, SKIAJATI, Arcane Trickery, and then put Mark for Death on your frame with a high range build, and you're good to go. 90% transfer is fine. All right, so yeah, we'll go over a couple more frames after this that are really good at this because it's not just about Equinox here. So let's see what we got here. Let's do some bombards and some gunners. And I'm gonna show Steel Path gameplay, so don't worry about that. So the really nice thing about this, and the reason it's like I think it's more crazy than Ash, is because okay, I'll show. Let's show things I think are kind of a bug right now. Okay, so we're gonna go in here. I think we're in day form right now. So watch this. I'll use my 4. I'm in the night form. All right. Let's not be in the night form. Day form. I might die to a rocket here. Okay. So, as we can see right here, I use Mark with Death on this enemy. I shoot them with the Bronco. They still have the proc on them. So the Bronco shot is not removing Mark with Death from the enemy, even though I think it should. So this means that any frame, you can just do these shenanigans with the Bronco and Mark with Death. Even the second shot didn't take the Mark with Death away. So I think that's maybe a bug, but it's also really awesome. So now I have about 318,000 damage stored up from my Equinox 4. If we even need it, like, the thing is, the problem with Mark with Death is it is affected by line of sight. So if you use it, you won't kill an enemy on the other side of a wall. But Equinox's 4 is not affected by line of sight. So as you see, like, those guys have so much armor that it didn't really do much. But that's why, like, for big heavies like this, you just use a finisher on them, and then they're all gone because it does so much damage. Like, the funny thing is, you could even do more damage if you modded yourself for strength, or if you did, like, some of the other builds we'll show, like we're going to do Arcane Trickery Banshee, Radiant Finish Xscal. Those are, you get increased finisher damage on those. You're going to be hitting, like, billion plus. And the thing is, you don't need that at all. It's just funny to see the number, right? So here it is on Steel Path Mod. Like, see, like, I killed, like, a couple enemies with the finisher. It's charged up my 4, and I can release it. And this does work in Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. The problem with Elite Sanctuary Onslaught is if you spam your 4 too much, Samaris blocks you out of there. And also, like I said, Mark with Death is affected by line of sight. So you might not kill as many enemies as you want, depending on which tile you're on. And a lot of tiles for ESO don't have really big sight lines. So, you know, if you're not in the Steel Path, like, you are the Death God at that point. Like, you are the perma-invis Death God. And it's pretty crazy. Another thing to mention, like, the slash proc from your 4 and day form Equinox is also not removing the Mark with Death mark. So that's really, really, really good. So this is hilariously strong. Let's show a couple other ones. Let's do Excalibur Umbra. Excalibur Umbra, similar situation. Yeah, but you can basically go a long time with this. This Equinox up. So for Excalibur Umbra, I'm not going to show any gameplay here, but what you're going to do with him is you're just going to use his 2. You're going to use his 2 and Mark with Death. We have max range. He even has an augment mod called Radiant Finish that makes you do increased finisher damage. This scales with strength. You could do that, but you don't need it. So I decided not to go with it. So also Arcane Trickery. Like I said, every frame in the game can do this. You don't even need the Bronco on Excalibur Umbra because you can just use your 2. So let's put on the finisher build. And yeah, Excalibur Umbra is now a DPS. And they're also going to, like, get stunned as well. So stunned. Oh, I've replaced my 1-up with Mark with Death. They're all dead. You can just do that over and over again. Let's spawn some more enemies in here, actually. The problem with Mark with Death is, like, it kills everything. You don't have anything to test on. It's a good problem to have, let me tell you. Alright, so we are invisible for 30 seconds currently. Let's do a finisher on this guy. Oh, I did mark him with Death. Right. They're still stunned, so it's okay. And they're all gone. There's one guy over here. He doesn't even know we're here. And he's gone too. So, yeah, you can just do that. It's AoE finishers pretty much. So that one's good. Equinox, Xscal. Who else we got? I think Banshee is pretty good. Now, the thing with Banshee is, like, I was, like, messing around with her. And this is the build that someone sent to me. You don't... So with Savage Silence, you can, like, pretty reliably do a standing finisher facing at them. But without the augment mod, it's really, really finicky. So I'd say definitely want to run the augment mod on Banshee. You don't need to max it out. I'm actually not very good at doing it with Banshee, but let's just try it. We were trying out the Wolf Sledge, too. Let's give that a quick shot. It might not work out, because I'm not very good at doing the Savage Silence Banshee with this low duration. Okay, Mark with Death is under 4. Alright, it works really easily, so yeah, you can do that on Banshee, too, if you want to. Now, the thing is, you want low duration on Banshee, because with high range, it actually is really annoying with her 3. So yeah, I'd recommend low duration on the Banshee build. We have 40% duration. I think that's as low as it goes pretty much, and it still lasts for like 12 seconds. So yeah, that one's pretty good too. There's a couple others like Wukong. Wukong's Cloud, the second ability, sets these up for finishers. A couple others too. So yeah, have fun. You can do it in any frame. Like if you have, as long as you have Mark, like I'm gonna do Mark with Death on Necros. So let's just do that. All right. I already got it on him. It's on his 1 DPS Necros. You heard it here first. I'm gonna kill all these guys in 1 hit. And there you go. DPS Necros cheap. Perma Invis DPS Necros. That guy's behind the wall. Alright guys, I'll talk to you next time. Hopefully this video is helpful to you. More like I said, videos every day. We got Helmimth Loki coming out tomorrow. We got Energized Munitions, Helmimth Mirage, all this stuff. And I didn't forget about rant videos too. There's definitely a couple undocumented nerfs in the last couple of updates that I want to go over. But I just want to make sure we get all the fun stuff out of the way first before we get into that. So I'll talk to you guys next time. Take it easy. Peace.